And it's Stauskas in a shooting guard. Philadelphia with the ball. It's a three-point game. Good ball movement here by the 76ers. There's a screen by Noah. And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Philadelphia.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
You know, it also hasn't taken them long to make their mark in the paint. I mean, they're doing a lot of their scoring from in there.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Okafor's checked in, and Robert Covington subbed in for Jeremy Grant. Pau Gasol is checked in for Chicago.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone. And really, the Bulls weathered a lot of injuries last season and still had a good showing in the East. Came away with the 3 seed when many thought they would sink down after missing so many games from key players.
Rose, no good.
And you saw how quick the defense was. They were ready for him. They got the hand in the face there and made that much more difficult.
Yeah, and every team needs that kind of rugged interior defense because you want to try to distract your opponents when they get inside, and you also want to make them uncomfortable. In their shot attempts.
Covington in the corner. Fires the 3. Another miss by Philadelphia. Bulls trip. By 4. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
So many people overlooked Pau Gasol prior to last season. Seem to think that Clarke was past his prime.
Well, he was a starter in the All-Star game and a huge reason the Bulls played as well as they did. It was a big season for him. A lot of GMs shaking their head for not going harder after it.
And Philadelphia making a change here. Cannon's checked in. Then for the Bulls, Taj Gibson's checked in for Portis. And it's Dunleavy in for Justin Holiday. Embiid kicks to Smith. Okafor against Gibson. Okafor gets the bucket.
You know, and with Pau Gasol, it was weird to think that the Lakers were just so ready to let him go and move on.
Butler from outside. And Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And it's Okafor. That time on the assist by Cannon. Now it's a 6-point 76ers lead.
And with the skill set that Pau has and the year he had, there's no telling how long he can play at a high level. Again, one of those guys that never been reliant on the athletic ability to have an impact.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
The turnovers are really prominent. I know they're leading, but eventually it's going to catch up to them if they keep wasting possession.
Undisciplined. With the ball leads to unforced turnovers, no doubt about it.
Carl Landry's checked in for the 76ers. And a change for the Bulls. Brooks checked in, and Chicago has possession after the Sixers pick. Up 2. That's good, and the 76ers lead is cut down now to just 6, and the basket from Jimmy Butler. Cannon, the pass to Okafor. Cannon dishes to Okafor. Gasol with the steal. Pulls it from 20. And Philadelphia. Philadelphia grabs the miss.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Here's Dunleavy. Three-pointer. Butler. Butler missing again.
He hit a 3 in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Smith kicks to Landry. Picked by Okafor. Rejected by Gasol. Stolen. Here's Cannon. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
It is. I mean, no reason to back off and give him the layup. Much better off making him go to the line.
Some changes for Philadelphia. Nerlens Noel checks in for Okafor. Jeremy Grant comes in for Robert Covington. And Hollis Thompson subbed in for Smith. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson. Doug McDermott, he's checked in for Mike Dunleavy. And it's Etuan Moore checking in for Butler.
They are not rotating nearly quickly enough on defense down low. Got to get quicker there.
Just no resistance on the interior. And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I don't care how hot he may or may not be. He's not making that one.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
And he sinks the second.
And they're really getting more points at the free throw line here in the second quarter.
And, Greg, definitely that's one of the reasons they're in front right now.
Now, here is Mirotic. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
Greg, simply controlling the glass. I mean, plus 10 is the advantage in rebounds right now.
Moore up top. He's covered by Landry. No good from Moore.
Well, there was no hand in his face right there. I thought for sure he was going to knock that down.
The dish now to Noel. Landry with the... to the left side wing. Plenty of space. Good. Landry's got his first 2 points of the night. 32 seconds left in the second quarter. Here's Noah. And again, Chicago, no good. Philadelphia leading by 11. The drive by Thompson. Stolen by Brooks. Here's Mirotic. Finishes the break with a slam.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Here's McDermott. Got a hand on it. And that concludes
the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. The second quarter was very positive for them. They clearly upped the intensity and upped their lead, finishing the half with an 11-point advantage. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the 76ers?
Well, what's really shifted the game in their favor has been their rebounding. They got a good edge on the boards, and that's a product of their hard work. All five guys been battling, putting everything they have to fight on the glass. That needs to remain the focus for 2 more quarters if they want to hang on to that lead.
And now, Kenny, let's get your opinion on the Bulls.
Well, obviously, they were outshot. I thought they mailed it in too many times in terms of their effort. People weren't moving, they weren't screening, and they definitely weren't hustling. They need to hit the ground running to be competitive in the second half, or they could get blown out.
And that's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway. See you after the game.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. You have to like what we're seeing so far from Jahlil Okafor.
Yeah, he's playing just a smart game overall offensively, looking for and finding the gaps in the defense, and also terrific shot selection.
Greg, that's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about being efficient as an offensive player. Fully on display there with him.
So for Chicago right now, Butler teams with Dunleavy on the perimeter. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. And it's Rose in at the 1 spot. Now, here is Smith. Here's Okafor. There's Cannon with the 3. And it's Dunleavy with the rebound.
And there was a question of whether or not Derrick Rose would be able to get back to his former self. At times last season, you could see him back in that MVP form.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that 2-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number 1, this game is out of hand.
Exactly, Clark. Their lead is not surprising given their advantage on the backboard.
And with Rose again, he showed flashes last season of his level of play, Clark, before the injury.
Yeah, exactly. And you hate to see any player go down with injuries, especially a talent like Derek.